Namaskar everyone and welcome to day 31. On this journey of Kundalini Mahayoga, Kundalini is going to be awakened. That sleeping power, that evolutionary power is going to be awakened within us. And when she's awakened, then she comes on her own power. All she needs is to wake up from the sleep. When she's asleep, you're in darkness. You're very ignorant in the mind, not knowing. Operating simply on personal will in the darkness of the mind. Governed by primal instincts. That's when she's sleeping. You are more the animal creature, totally identified. Mind, emotion, everything is identified with the creature. And the creature is designed that way. It has a triune brain. It has a reptilian brain, it has a limbic brain. Limbic is for emotion. Reptilian is just survival, reproduction, territorial. So those instincts will be more evident when she's sleeping. So it's like the dark night of the soul. When she wakes up, when that time in your evolutionary timeline comes and she wakes up, because that's destiny, to evolve. When she wakes up, then she's going to traverse the spinal column, the energy conduit, as it were, the energy nadi. It's called the central one. It's called Shushumna. A nadi is an energy channel. She traverses the Shushumna nadi. Then she's going to come up onto the chakras. And then she's going to wake up her consciousness at every chakra. What does it mean for us when that is happening? It means that she's going to untie or loosen the ties that bind. So if you, in your life, you've been already feeling the resonance or impulse to begin the untying by trying to clean up your consciousness, trying to be a better person, more established in goodness, trying to create harmony around you, being more compassionate, more kind, moving away from anger and aggression to reptilian mode, and lust and greed and being territorial. When you begin to clean that up, then her journey becomes a little easier through you. But when you clean up some and don't clean up the others, guess what happens? And she's arising up the column in her evolutionary drive. Guess what happens when you don't untie the binds yourself? She's going to come and forcibly appear in your area. And she comes with a cleansing action that we call kryia. She's going to create some actions within you that are cleansing. These are called kriyas. And they will happen spontaneously because she's awake. So she's not going to wait on you. She's going to come into your space and she's going to show you the areas to be cleaned, and she's going to clean it. She's going to begin to clean it. She's not going to wait on you. Oh, wait. Let me try to fix this up and then you'll come. No. You woke her up. She's a sleeping tiger. Pain is going to happen. Painful kriyas. How do you know them? When you sit for meditation, you're going to feel a pain in the chest. You're going to feel a knot at the navel. You're going to feel the sexual passions out of hand. You're going to feel that your territorial nature is being challenged. Your personal will is being challenged. Because a new force, a new door is going to appear in your space. And if you don't understand this, it's going to create big confusion in your being. You're going to cry for no reason. You're going to feel sadness for no reason. She's coming inside. She's coming in every area that you have been caught up in. She's going to challenge your mind and thinking. You're going to feel more indecisive, less sure of yourself, less certain of yourself. Because she's in the space. Sometimes you get headaches because in that confusion, when she comes into space and you cannot decide, don't know what is right and what is wrong and don't know how to act. And then you get mental confusion, stress. And then you need a guide. Poor Baba Muktanand, he went through this, oh my God, in such a raw way, such a strong way. He went searching because Nityananda told him, go, don't come, don't go, you stay there. Poor soul. He struggled until some evolved soul began to tell him, no, this is a gift. No, you have to go through this. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. And then in following that, he began to feel a little more peace. But he was totally depressed. So you're in for a rough ride if you have many ties, and the ties are subtle with the ego. Because you have asked for this awakening in some way that you don't know. You've unconsciously longed for a little more freedom, a little more love, a little more peace, a little more wisdom. And so you got her awakened through your desire. Now she's in your space and she's going to want to clean up your space. And if you're out in the world, it can get worse. Because if kryia begins to happen in the world, this indecision, this sad feeling, this crying, this weakness in the gut, this uncontrollable sexual power, if it begins to happen in the relationships, in the outer world, you're in big trouble. That's why gurus tell you, clean up your act, learn mindfulness, be watchful of your behavior. When this starts happening, quarantine yourself a little bit, seclude yourself a little bit. Even if you have to do things, you do it, but you stay aware of this change that is happening within you. So during a sadhana period, you need some kind of introspection, retreating. You need to treat with this. And doctors can't help you. You feel a pain in your chest and you go to the doctor gives you the medicine that he or she thinks that they should give to you. Based on the symptoms you're showing, nothing happens. The real guru then is the real doctor is the guru then. You need the guru, the wise one. For the pain in the head, the pain between the eyebrow, the splitting headache, the loud noise in the head, the pain in the heart, the fear in the gut, suddenly you lose all the confidence you had before. Oh my God. The reason I'm saying this is during the initial week of the 40 days, that's how I felt totally confused. This is a whole new level of sadhana. There wasn't pain as such, but confusion, tremendous confusion. All the base that I stood on before with Kundalini disappeared. She put me into a whole new phase of sadhana. But luckily she guided me so skillfully that after a week I understood. And I committed to it. Don't look at people. Don't make no eye contact with people. Don't wash your clothes too much. Eat only what I tell you to eat. It was so clear, so decisive. I had to comply, totally comply. Because such a deep transformation was happening within my soul, I couldn't mess that up at all. I couldn't work. You may not have to go through that. But what is important that you should go through is the proper sadhana. So what is required in sadhana? More than anything else, it's wisdom. You need to understand what is happening. And you need to learn to work through these kriyas. What is she asking me to do? What is she asking me to do? If you're going to use your will, then you have to use it with wisdom. Ichha Shakti has to be used with Jnana Shakti, the power of wisdom. If you're going to establish yourself in action, engage in actions, then the Kriya Shakti, then you need the Jnana Shakti and you need the Ichha Shakti, you need the wisdom and the will. And if you're going to truly engage in sadhana, you need the 4 Ds, the desire to evolve. You don't want to go back this way, you want to go up this way. The desire to evolve. The discrimination to see all the old patterns that you had before that need cleaning up. The detachment that moves you away from the world. Discrimination to see. The detachment to move away. Vairagya means dispassion, moving away from the passion for the world. And discipline for protection. Because when this has happened, you can't be caught up in the things around you. You need protection, you need discipline, and you need to keep that discipline every day, every day, every day, every day. So when anger comes up, you need wisdom. Why is this happening? How can I change this aggression? Let me use discrimination. Let me use detachment. Let the desire for understanding this grow. And the more and more you stay intuitive, the more you will feel her in your space coming and saying to you, be kind, be compassionate, let go. She begins to help you to clean up. But you have to get in tune with her movements. And the moment you begin to do exactly what she says, things start to clear up. She's going to influence your breathing. Breathing is one of the major areas she's going to influence. When you get caught up in the world and in the senses, the breath is more restless. It cannot settle down. It's not free along the channel. But when you begin to work the breath, and the alternate nostril breathing is major in clearing the heating and cooling channels. The channel that is associated with the mind, that's the cooling channel. And the heating channel of the right nostril, that is associated with the navel chakra, the sun chakra. So there's the moon chakra, there's the sun chakra. The cooling is associated with the moon chakra and the right brain. And the heating, prana, is associated with the navel chakra and the left brain. Left brain is when you are more using will more. You're more active. Right brain, you're more intuitive, more mental. So this alternate nostril breathing is majorly important. Greatly important. I don't do this here with you, because I'm doing it with the prana. So when I sit here, I'm always working the alternate nostril breathing. But if you can't feel the prana yet, just apply this. And you'll feel the great difference it brings when you balance the hemispheres of the brain. In the Hatha Yoga Paripika, one of the classical textbooks of Hatha Yoga, that is also a Kundalini text. It tells you about this sadhana of alternate nostril breathing. And it says, if you really practice this when awakened by a master, so in 3 months of constant, of serious practice, committed practice, your nadis will begin to clean up in a major way. It says you will clean all the nadis, but that's for the serious student. The student who really worked the 4 Ds with a strong desire. So it makes sense to begin to clean up through the breathing process. And then there's the Soham sadhana, of breathing using the Soham or Om Guru at every chakra, from the brow right down. Soham in the brow, Soham in the throat, Soham in the heart, Soham in the navel, Soham at the sacral, Soham at the perineum area, the root. And you keep on doing that Soham sadhana or Om Guru sadhana at every one of these chakras. You begin to clean up. And then you have to clean up your emotions, you have to clean up your habits. And Patanjali has given really beautiful ways of doing that in his Yamas and Niyamas, if you read them. All these texts are good to read. He gives 5 yamas, what you shouldn't do, and 5 niyamas, what you should do. And he says a good student will do that. That will begin to help the kriyas to be less strong. So, and then Patanjali speaks about in his Ashtanga Yoga, in the sutras, he speaks about the asana, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, the control of the energy, pratyahara, detaching from the world, dharana, engaging with the inside. And he says when that is stabilized, matured, we begin to feel dhyan, we begin to feel this unbroken stream of connection inside. And when that becomes more and more mature, we begin to feel the sweetness of balance and samadhi in the inner space, superconsciousness. But in all of this, you need a guru to initiate that sleeping Kundalini and to support you on the journey. The guru is the greatest support. And this part of sadhana is extremely important because it changes your consciousness. When your consciousness is changed, in another lifetime, you don't come back the same with the same issues, with the same stage. You don't come back with that. You come back with more advanced stage. So you need to use the lifetime when you're an awakened soul for the sadhana, for the transformation. You want to be different when you leave this world. When you leave this body, you want to be different. You want to fulfill the purpose for which you came into the world, to clean up the prarabdhas, the prarabdha karma, the karmas that you've been born with that is compatible with your stage. Your stage is designed for this prarabdha, everything in your stage. And everything that is arising within you from your subconscious. And everything that is waking up from your unconscious. Those are the things that come into your prarabdha. So you need to work with that this karmic play. And you need to work on the inside and you need to work on the outside. So the more you do the work, the kriyas will start becoming less and less painful. And with the Guru's guidance, I guide you to open the heart when you feel the pain. I guide you to when you have the indecisiveness and you don't know who you are, what you are. I guide you how to do it. And each one of you, your journey is unique, specific. So don't try to get too much advice from other people around you. You need the Guru's wisdom. First, other people with like experiences can be a support, but don't get caught in that. And don't get caught in trying to interpret your dreams, because when the mind is still in darkness, it cannot interpret the dreams. When you become a little more wise and a little more pure, Shuddha in the mind, then you'll be able to interpret dreams better. So I'm going to stay with the subject, but this is an extremely important subject. If you read the Play of Consciousness, you'll see how extensive. Baba Muktanand spent 9 years in this kind of sadhana. But it informs a lot of us about the kinds of challenges you can have and the kind of gifts that you can get. An amazing soul. And his whole sadhana is meant for his lila, for his teaching. It has brought so much comfort and wisdom and guidance for us. So that much I'll say today as we engage in the subject of kriyas. I'm going to continue the subject tomorrow again. But as much as you can, begin your own cleanup. And it's evident from all the challenges that you have in this space, it's evident that she's creating a challenge to help you clean up. But we'll speak more about it tomorrow. Let's go within now. Use the breath sadhana as much as you can. And wherever the areas of pain are, you come lovingly there. And try to be in full alignment with Kundalini Shakti. Use love, please. Don't try to hasten the pace. Want to go where she seems to be leading you. Don't try to follow her, because I need to tell you that if she's up in your crown, please be careful, because the other areas will be depleted. And when she's working in the crown, you don't need to go with her. You stay in the other areas. Let her work on the crown. When she's ready for you, she will draw you there. Otherwise, when you go to the crown, you lose the rest of the sadhana, and you become weaker. So when you try to go up to the crown and you're weak, don't go. Stay and strengthen your nervous system. Stay and strengthen all the other areas. And don't get caught with going too far into the head. Even if you don't go with your attention, she will continue to work. Let her do her work until she bids you to come. So as you go within, try to strengthen every area that you feel empowered to, that you feel strong in. The heart, the navel, below the rib cage. Going down to the sacral, going down to the root, you make sure and you build the nervous system of the gut and the heart strongly. Let's go within, everybody. You know the sadhana. Meet me in the inner space. Now let's do the Om sound. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This helps me to wake up to a new day and to prepare the entire body for a new day. The body is a vehicle. It's an earthly vehicle. It has its own timeline. It has its own genetic programming. And of course, I am privileged to be in the body, the soul in a body that can help me to go through sadhana. In the other bodies now, the sadhana is more unconscious. They are growing. In the other creatures, they're growing, they're evolving, but in a different way. Not conscious evolution, unconscious evolution. When you come into the human being, there will also be unconscious evolution until the soul wakes up, and then there is conscious evolution, like what we're doing now. This phase of sadhana is called kryia sadhana. This is where the Kundalini engages you in the kriyas, in the cleansing. Whether it's the breath, whether it's the emotion, whether it's the chakras, clearing up the nadis, central channel, she engages you in the kryia sadhana. What is beautiful about it is that the kriyas that I've gone through, which were meant for cleansing, now because of my mixing with the world and getting the food and the atmosphere and the serving seva, these nadis can become a little bit, how shall I say, when we say, can catch some of the impurities of the space. And then I go back to what she taught me in Kriya Sadhana, how to use the breath, how to use the chakras, how to open up to loving being, and how to be patient. And I go back to all the things that she taught me in the Kriya Sadhana, and I use it again consciously. And this is beautiful. That's what you see me doing at the end. I don't want to guide you all the time. I want you to have your own protocol for coming out. But all the breathing, it starts happening about a few minutes before the 20 minutes, and I start just working through. And so I'm very much aware and in sync with all the nadis and the central channel. The central channel is clear, but the other nadis that I use for the world, those nadis I need to continuously clear. And so I have work, but joyous work, because she taught me the secrets of the Kriya Sadhana. There's no greater teacher than the Kundalini. Even when we learn it from books, we still need her perfect guidance to to attune us to it, to tune us to the perfect way. So as I said, we continue with this in tomorrow. And as you go out into the world, begin to look at your stage where she's challenging you and bringing up your weaknesses on the stage. And she's showing you now, especially so in your sadhana, she's showing you now where your weaknesses are. She's giving you a clear view. You can't ask for more. She brings the right challenges into space. She challenges you. She brings out the emotions from you that needs to clean up. She brings out the attitudes that need to clean up. She brings out the physical things that need to clean up, the place where you get in the little pain and little stress. And she is going to bring this sadhana to you if you're intuitive. She will show you, she'll remind you to breathe in activity. She'll remind you to get up and walk. She'll remind you to drink water. She'll remind you to be mindful of what you're eating. This over-fried food is going to lower your energies. Don't sleep after you eat, please. She'll remind you. You will not feel good. You'll feel that you're doing the wrong thing. She's reminding you. So as you engage in activities, begin to attune yourself to her. Listen to her until her voice is so clear within you that you cannot but follow what she's saying. And when you follow what she's saying, guiding you to do, you feel the benefit. You feel much more positivity coming to your space, much more love and kindness, all the good things that are happening. So she's the guide in the outer space too. So when you come off the mat and you get involved, look for her guidance even there. When someone is speaking to you and they're over-speaking and you don't want to insult them, just be patient and say, Mother, please let me go. And then she'll put the right thought in your mind how to manage it. Or if somebody is really angry and, what do I do, Mother? Do I listen to this? Do I move away from it? And she'll guide you whether you should just listen and be calm because it's benefiting the other person, not you. She'll teach you how to be an instrument at the same time. And then you gain strength and wisdom in activity, and that's extremely important. You learn to co-create with her. So it's a joy being with her. It's a joy conversing with her in inner space. Mother, what do I do here? Of course. But she intuitively tells me exactly what I do, so I don't have to worry. If I'm in a space and, I know if I will get through. And then I know who to speak with. I put it in her and I said, you guide me. You guide me, and she does it perfectly. There's no space that she's not. There's no being that she cannot influence. Even the most ignorant, she'll put a thought in their mind, and they wouldn't even know where this thought is coming from, but they will just feel that they need to do this. She can guide anyone. So she orchestrates the space perfectly. So when you wake up to that challenge, never mind. It's her. She will teach you how to navigate it. Let her be your guide. It is human existence. As you come off the mat, even more so. So we continue this kryia sadhana and this beautiful guidance of Kundalini in terms of clearing up the inner space. And if you have time, please read Patanjali's Yamas and Niyamas and Ashtanga, the Eightfold Path of Patanjali. And Buddha's Eightfold Path is also beautiful sadhana. Right effort, right mindfulness, right actions. He gives 8 steps as well to sadhana. Read it up. They're all very useful. I used to have fun in learning these things. So let me wish you a blessed day. We're on day 31, so we're on countdown. For me, once I reach day 30, I know it's countdown. Let's enjoy every day as we come to the last segment of these 40 days. Let every day be a day of joy for you, a day of great learning, a day of practice. And I just want to say how pleased I am with your journal entries. They give me an insight into what you are experiencing and your challenges and also your gains, the rewards. And it's a joy to read. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a blessed day. Namaskar.